I know that there's a lot of women who feel a little awkward, or they may think that they're trying too hard when it comes to meeting women. And I understand how you feel, and I want to talk about that particular situation where you are wanting to meet lesbians. You want to meet a woman and get to know her better as a woman who loves women, but you don't know where to meet her, you don't know how to meet her, and the inevitable question that we usually ask is, how do I know she's a lesbian? How do I know that she's into women? And so with those questions running through your mind, it may feel almost very strange for you to interact with women. And so I will give a little insight on how to overcome that particular issue. And I've titled my video, How to Meet Lesbians Organically. I am Giselle Wallace, certified life coach and author. I do provide my lesbian perspective here on my YouTube channel. And if that interests you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. How to meet lesbians organically. Organically is a very interesting word. And what it primarily means is it comes naturally. It's not forced. And it's pure in intention. And so that's how we want to meet women. We want to meet women without feeling pressured. We want to feel safe. And of course, we want to know how the woman that we're interested in feels about us. We want to know, does she like us as well in return? But I just want to say, ladies, don't focus on what the other woman is thinking about you, because subconsciously that kind of messes you up in the process of getting to know a woman and meeting women organically, because you're not thinking about what you want to accomplish. You're more focused on how she will react to you. But you don't need to be concerned about how she reacts to you. And when you remember to not be concerned about how this woman will respond or react to you, you will be more natural in meeting women. And the first thing you want to do is be in a very relaxed state of mind. Just go out and just have fun. Like, be in an environment that makes you feel good. You know what you enjoy doing. You know the type of places you like to go visit. And if you're not in those places, now is the time for you to be there, because that's a lot of times being in the environment that makes you feel relaxed, it makes you feel happy, and you are interested in the environment. For example, maybe you enjoy going to an art museum. So you love art. So you go to an art museum and you're already looking forward to going, and you are going to be there to pay attention to the beautiful art. So you're there to pay attention to the beautiful art. You may also be interested in purchasing a beautiful frame, a beautiful picture. So whatever you're doing, just do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Focus on yourself. So when you are in that state of mind where you're going to a place, an event, an environment that you want to be at, then you're naturally going to be more of yourself. So being yourself is key. being in an environment that makes you feel safe and comfortable, that's what you need to focus on initially. And also make sure you look very good, whatever that requires. If you want to get a nice outfit, if you want to get your hair done, your nails done, your makeup done, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, go ahead and do that. Don't overdo it, because sometimes you can be somewhere and you can be overdressed or you can be underdressed. So you're going to have to plan ahead, think about where you want to go. Find out the dress code. Find out how much it is to enter the place. Sometimes when you go somewhere, you have to pay a fee, to basically be there. So you want to do your research before you go to these places. And if you already go every once in a while, even if it's not too often, maybe you go once every 3 months or twice a year. Just do your research wherever you want to go. Like, for example, me, I like going to screenings of indie films. So I plan ahead. I look and I find out when there's going to be an indie film event. And it's exciting because you're looking forward to it. You have time to get prepared, get your wardrobe done, and save some money if you need to. And when the day comes, you're super excited. Get your car washed, because when you're sitting in a clean, nice car, that also makes you feel good and it also makes you look good. So it's all about your presentation and being in an environment that you enjoy. So once you're there in that environment, you're being your natural self, and people will be drawn to you. They will be, intrigued. Who is this young lady? And there's going to be women who may walk up to you and start talking to you. Yeah, they will, because they see you calm, relaxed, looking good, enjoying yourself, and you already know something about the place you're in, and you already know why you're there. So when a young lady comes up to you, for example, and just chit-chats with you, you already have something to talk about because you both have like-minded interests. Now, I'm not implying that you should just go somewhere and wait for a woman to come talk to you. That may happen very well, but you're going to have to be a little bit courageous and get out of your shell and just go up to someone and talk to them. Because just like you're hoping this young lady will talk to you, guess what? She's hoping that you will talk to her as well. So those are some ways that you can definitely organically meet women. I enjoy going places that I enjoy being at. If you go somewhere and you're not comfortable being there, you're gonna look like it. You may try to put on a front like you're trying to look like, oh yeah, you're enjoying yourself, but a lot of people will read it on your face. I remember I don't like going to clubs with loud music and it's dark and there's cigarette smoke and people are bumping into you. And somebody invited me to a club, not because of me just randomly going to a club. It was actually, I was in this membership group where it was actually 2 gay guys. And I was a part of a membership group and we were working on a project together. And it required us to do some promotion. And we actually went downtown and went to this nightclub. And I was there and, I was fine with going there for the promotion, but I was so bored. I was just, it was just not my environment. And I was sitting at a table at one point, and it was actually a guy, but he said to me, he said, "Why are you not smiling?" He said, "Are you all right?" And I couldn't hear him because the music was so loud. So I'm like, huh? And he says, "Why are you not smiling?" And I said, "Oh," I said, "I didn't even know I wasn't smiling." I was like, I don't know, I'm fine. And then he was like, "Well, you should smile." And, you know, that just reminded me that I just really wasn't enjoying myself. So when you're somewhere where you really are enjoying yourself, nobody's going to have to ask you to smile. You're going to look, you know, welcoming. You're going to smile, and people are going to feel your energy, and they're going to come to you and approach you. Now, of course, he spoke to me anyway, even if I wasn't smiling, because obviously he wanted me to smile. So when I smiled, he seemed to be just fine afterwards. But just imagine how you will meet women when you are in the environment you're enjoying. You're looking good, you're looking relaxed, you're interested in what's going on around you, and you're naturally smiling, you're naturally talking and engaging with people. That's organic ways that you meet people, and people will start talking to you. And you never know who you'll meet. So like, I was with those two guys, and they were actually in a relationship together. They were in a relationship together, and so I didn't have an issue hanging out with them. It was just the environment I was in, and it wasn't even a gay club. It was so let me clarify that it wasn't a gay club. It was a regular heterosexual club. We were just doing some marketing, and but that was just one situation. So also, it being a straight club, that probably was also, you know, kind of a reason why, because it's men there trying to approach you, because you're a lesbian. So if you're in a heterosexual club, of course men are going to approach you. Like, that man spoke to me. He didn't actually, he was a nice guy. He wasn't rude or anything. He just wanted to see me smile. But that's another important consideration. You need to be in a club. If you like going to clubs, I'm not saying go into clubs, but wherever you are at, you need to be in a lesbian environment. So think about that. Plan ahead. And I'm not saying you only need to be in lesbian environments, because lesbians are everywhere. They're everywhere. Like, I was in a straight club, and I've been to straight clubs many of times, and I don't like clubbing, but it was something that I used to do early on to just mix and mingle with people, but it wasn't anything I took seriously. So that didn't last long, because I started saying, "Oh, I don't like this, and I'm not going to be here anymore." But I'll share a story with women involved, and it was me being at work. I was at work, and I used to work in this warehouse. This was maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago. But I used to work in this warehouse, and I had to load trailers. Like, I was doing this as extra work, you know, to make some extra money. And you don't dress up in that environment, because you're literally loading trucks. Like, I was in shape already, but that job definitely had me in shape, because those boxes, you have to position them, you have to learn how to load them in the trailer. And I worked overnight, and I remember I was loading the trailer, and I had to be on some type of ladder, and the ladies were down there pitching me the boxes, because the higher you go up on inside with those boxes, like packing those boxes up in the trailer, like, they want you to pack those boxes up to the top of the trailer. So this particular night, I was the one on the ladder, and I used to wear like a bodysuit, because I didn't like wearing big clothes, because I didn't want it to get caught up in something, because the type of work I did was very laborious, and I didn't want any accidents. So like, kind of like when you run track, or when you're working out, women tend to wear fitted clothes. Like, I'll wear fitted clothes, and that was the scene for me, because for one, it just keeps your body cooler in a sense, because if you're sweating, it absorbs it, and you don't have to worry about you don't have to feel heavy and with all those heavy clothes on. So I'm having this time where I'm picking up the packages and I'm loading them, and one of the girls she was looking at me with her mouth open. And at first I didn't think anything about it, but she just was looking at me with her mouth open, like she was like in a trance. And then one of the other girls said, "Giselle, what do you do to work out?" And she said, "'Cause you look good." And the other girl was like 3 girls. And the third girl said, "She does this. That's how she stays in shape." And I kind of laughed and chuckled, and I said, "Yeah." But I'm finishing loading. Finally, I get all of those packages at the very top. That was hard work. I didn't stay at that job long, by the way, because that's hard work. So I come down, and we ended up in this conversation. And I actually ended up saying that I was gay. And after I had said I was gay, the next day when I was at work, the girl that had her mouth open, like she was in a trance, she came to work. Normally she wore like a t-shirt, right? Sorry, I had an alarm go off, and I didn't know the alarm would go off because I had my notifications turned off, but I guess that didn't work. But I was giving you a little story of mine. So there I was in this trailer, and I was packing all of the boxes to the very top of the trailer. And so it was 3 young ladies, and then when I was done packing all of the boxes to the trailer, I ended up in a conversation with the young ladies, and they ended up saying, I guess who they were with, who they were dating, and whatnot. And I just, said, "I'm gay." I said, "I'm not with anybody right now." And the very next day, the young lady that, had her mouth open like in a trance, when I was up on the ladder and I was packing the boxes to the top of the trailer, she came. Normally she wore like a shirt, like a t-shirt, because you dress casually when you're in the warehouse and loading trailers. And she wore like it was a cute little blouse, but it was like low cut, and she never did that before. And she was pretty much talking to me a lot, but this time it was different, flirtatious. And she would literally do things to show her breast, not literally show them because we were at work, but to accentuate them. In other words, to where she was trying to get me to look. And so I just picked up the clues, and she was flirting with me. And I learned something. I learned that when I'm just myself, and when I let women know that I am gay or lesbian, however it comes out for me at that time, I didn't know that when I come out, it brings the girls out too, but it definitely did. So I learned something new. I learned that when I'm myself, when I come out, meaning when I let people know that I identify as a lesbian or that I'm gay, that opens up an opportunity for women to approach and flirt with you and show interest in you. It really does. And I didn't initially have any intention to say that I'm gay because I was trying to flirt with the women, or I was trying to find out if they like women. I was just being myself, because there are some jobs that I was on that nobody knew that I'm a lesbian. Some jobs that I was on where people knew I was a lesbian. We actually had a manager, she was a lesbian. She was actually a Black lesbian, and she was a stud. And I guess because I felt kind of safe on the job to be myself, that may have been part of it. But either way it goes, I noticed that when I was honest and truthful and I came out on the job, well, that brings the girls out too. So they were interested in me, and it just opened up conversations that we normally don't get to have. Like many times, if you don't let people know who you really are, then you don't get to have those conversations, or you don't get to meet women who are into women. So you'll just always think that everybody around you is heterosexual, when really they're not. But it's up to you and your discretion how you feel safe and comfortable being out on the job or not. I'm not saying do that at your job. I was just sharing my story, my experience. And you can be in any situation just being yourself, being your authentic self, be in an environment that you feel comfortable in, as I was explaining. Go to places that you like. And if you've never even been there before, as long as it's something that you're curious about, you're interested in, plan ahead and go. And you will meet people. I reside in Texas, and we're huge on having festivals. Like we have film festivals, we have music festivals, we have food festivals, art festivals. There's so many festivals that happen throughout the year, and I like those type of places. And they're very festive, like festivals. That's why they're called festivals. And when the weather is perfect, you have space to move around. There's so many people. Everybody's there and they're in a good mood. So you want to be in those type of environments and just talk. I mean, people will be interested in you, and the main goal is for you to observe women. Like, just observe the women, observe the crowd, and you'll see someone that you're attracted to. Observe what she's doing. Observe, like, kind of listen in on what she's talking about, because when you do that, then you can kind of pick up what she's interested in. And if you have the same interest, then you can kind of chime in on the conversation. I've been to even like places where women, like where lesbians were at. For example, going to a poetry event. And I'll go, and here's what you want to do, ladies. You want to go by yourself. Go by yourself. Yeah. Now, if you do just absolutely have to go with someone, you can go with a female friend or maybe a gay friend, whoever. But the thing is, when you're with a female friend, sometimes if you are in an environment, an LGBTQ plus environment, they may think that you're in a relationship with this woman. So that's why it's like you either can come with her and you just split up. You're on one side of the room and she's on the other, so nobody knows that nobody thinks that you're together. You're just there. But to avoid all of that, go by yourself. Of course, be safe. It's good to be in well-lit areas and just be yourself. And when they see you're by yourself, they'll talk to you. Like I've gone up to like poetry events and I'm just there by myself. And I would be at the bar. Now, I'm not a drinker. I may drink occasionally, but not really. I'm not a drinker at all. But if I do go out, I have my preference in what I drink. So I'll be there and I'm sitting there by myself, and I'm smiling, I'm enjoying whatever it is I'm drinking, or if I have an appetizer. And again, you want to look your best, you want to smell good. And I've had women approach me, because this is kind of what you may have felt about being by yourself. Oh, if I'm by myself, they're going to think I don't have any friends. They're going to think that I'm lonely, or they're going to think that I'm some type of weirdo. No, actually, it's the opposite. They're going to look at you as pretty confident. And they're going to be like, who is she? And it's not any barricades, because you're there, and she doesn't have to worry about, oh, she looked like she already got a girlfriend. So that'll discourage the woman to come and approach you, because if you're with another woman, and she's not even your girlfriend, she's just your bestie, that's gonna, cause women not to approach you. But if you're there by yourself and you look like you're just enjoying yourself, you're approachable, women will talk to you. They will. So the opportunity is there, and that's definitely how to meet lesbians organically. I hope that this brings you some clarity, and if you have any questions or concerns, if you would like to receive life coaching for your own personal situation, I am a certified life coach. I can be contacted. My information to reach me is here on YouTube in the description box below this video. Thank you for listening. I am Giselle Wallace. Have a rainbow day.